What's up, Internet? I'm Kablosh, and welcome back to my guide to beating the Trial of the Sword on Master Mode. Today we are going into the final trials. If you've made it this far, congratulations. These are tough. Yeah, but first, before we jump into it, we're going to do a little bit of setup. I'm speeding through this because I don't really want to focus on how to do this. I just want to talk about it really quick. The first two trials, what we did is we got an attack up boost. And actually someone pointed out to me that the recipe I used only gave us a boost of 1 instead of a boost of 3. But if you're making it this far, obviously it didn't matter too much. Anyway, what you want to do is grab one of the dragon horns and 4 iron shrooms. Now, if you don't know where to get any iron shrooms, warp to the Hatano Village Research Lab. And just north of it there is a small forest, and right in that forest you're going to be able to find plenty of iron shrooms. So get 1 horn and 4 iron shrooms, roast them up, and you're going to get a 30-minute defense up boost. Power of 3 this time, and that is correct because I can see it. Once you've done that, you're going to want to eat that as well as your full health plus 20 heart hearty durian dish that we've made previously. Save, just in case. And then we will jump into it. So these first few floors in the final trials are a thunderstorm theme, and you see I picked up a rusty weapon there. It's going to throw a bunch of these rusty weapons at you, kind of as bait almost. Because if you hold them for too long, you're going to get shocked and die. And obviously that's a bad thing. We do not want that. But they are very useful, especially this halberd in this first room. And you'll also notice that all of the enemies are stall enemies, which means they are one-hit kill. So it doesn't matter what weapon you use. So use a fast weapon, like a one-handed sword or a spear or halberd. And as soon as you can, switch out to one of these bone weapons that they drop, because that's what you're going to want to use the majority of the time. Don't bother picking up any of the Bokoblin arms. They're not going to help you in any way. Pretty much worthless. And as always, make sure to get all of the boxes and all of the collectible materials, all the arrows and food. They are very helpful, as always. This first room is real simple, just a few Bokoblins, stall Bokoblins, so just take them out and move on. So floor 2 is pretty simple too. You got these 2 electric keys off to the side. You want to take them out first. And the easiest way is with a bow. If you're short on arrows, or if you didn't pick any up in the last room, which you should have, just use your spear and poke them really fast. But stay away from them. If you get too close, they'll shock you and drop your weapons, and it's really going to hurt. Now in here you see there's explosive barrels, and when you get in close here, these Lizalfos are going to pop up. So set a bomb next to that explosive barrel and just roast them. Blow them apart and take them out real fast one at a time. These guys are super simple. If they hit you though, they will hurt you because they have some good weapons. That's all there is for this room. Again, really simple. The final trials aren't really so much about fighting, at least in terms of doing a lot of damage, which is why we're using the defense boost this time around. It's more about not getting hit and knowing which weapons to use on what enemies in what situations. And that will come into play more in the around floor 7 through like 18 or so. So here in this third room we got a big platform in the middle. You want to run over the stairs, take out the electric, whatever they're called, the blob things, on your way. Again, keeping out your bone and wood weapons so you don't get shocked. You want to come over here and grab this treasure chest. And then there's another one over on that platform to the right, which you're going to grab with Magnesis. Be careful because that chest also can be magnified or electrified and shock you to death. So be careful with that. But do get it. You will want it. That's going to come in handy later when the thunderstorm stops. And again, we have stall enemies. These guys take 2 hits to knock their head off, but their head still takes 1 hit to kill. So just take these guys out real fast, one at a time. Not a problem. Be careful not to run into the spikes in the ground there. And that's it. Pretty simple. This first set of 5 floors is really easy. Probably the easiest first set of floors of the entire Trial of the Sword. This one, though, you want to be quick and get over to this platform on the right, because the horse-riding Stallbokoblins, if they gang up on you, you're gonna have a bad time. Especially the spear-wielding ones, when they do their swing attack when it goes around their head, that hurts a lot. So what you can do here is you can stasis them, and then shoot them right in the head, and it'll kill them instantly. Or just shoot them, you don't even have to stasis them. And so just take these guys out one by one, but stay on the platform. Unlike me. You want to stay on the platform unless they get too far away for you to shoot. Then you can go down and lure some over to you. Just be careful not to get ganged up on by any of them on horses. Pick up the good weapons, the dragon bone weapons, and any arrows on the ground. And once you're done with this group of enemy, off in the right, far right corner, there's another group of enemies. Mostly archers, who, I think one of them, yeah, shock arrows. Watch out for those. Especially if you're standing next to a puddle. You do not want to stand next to a puddle and get hit by that. It's going to hurt extra. So just carefully take the rest of these guys out. I would highly recommend using stasis more than I am. Again, watch out for those rusty weapons and shields on the ground. Do pick them up though, they're going to come in handy later. And as always, grab all the boxes and arrows. And I'm not sure if I missed an enemy in this one or not. I think I was just looking around for the last enemy because I hadn't killed him yet. So find the last guy, kill him, and then we're gonna move on. Alright, mini boss for this area is a Stall Hinox. This guy is not gonna be too hard. You're gonna want to stasis him, shoot him in the eye. A little faster than that. Actually hit him in the eye. And just grab your strongest bone club weapon. And just keep hitting him. Just keep hitting him. Just keep stasising him and hitting him right in the eye. And eventually his eye's going to pop out, and you're going to want to just focus on that. And the best way to do that is to pull out a one-handed weapon, hit it once away from the Stall Hinox's body, and just keep doing that. That's going to let you get more hits in than if you hit it with a big weapon. Because with a big weapon, it's going to knock it farther away, and it's going to start rolling back, and you're not going to be able to block it. And you're not going to get as many hits in. So just keep hitting it with your one-handed weapon away from his body, just like this, and rinse and repeat until he is dead. Okay, now that he's dead, you want to make sure you have at least 3 open spots in your inventory for weapons. He's going to drop an Ice Claymore. Let's see, what else? An Ice Claymore, a Thunder Sword, and a Flame Spear. These are very, very important. You absolutely need these for later. As well as those, you want to make sure you get all the arrows in the boxes and all the food. And once you do that, we will move on to the Respite floor. I'm going to go ahead and assume that you guys know how to take care of these floors by now. So we're just going to fast forward through this one. One quick tip though, the hearty truffles, or yeah, whatever they're called, make sure you cook those one at a time, because each one of those cooked up will give you full health. It's also very important that you put on the Flamebreaker boots before you enter the next area. Those ancient arrows are also extremely, extremely important, so you're going to want to save those for later, but you absolutely need them. Alright, so our next area is a lava area, so you're going to want to unequip any of your wood or bone weapons because they're going to burn away. And this is where having kept all of those rusty weapons is going to pay off a little bit. But first we're going to take out that fire chew and these 2 lava mini stone talus things. I'm not sure what their actual name is. I should probably look that up. But anyway, you're going to want to take them out with your bombs. And now you're going to get your reward for keeping these rusty weapons. So what you can do is you can come up to this Octorok and drop one of your rusty weapons and back up a little bit. Not too far, you want to stand right where I'm standing. Turn around, pull your shield out. What he's going to do is he's going to suck that up and he's going to clean it off for you. And it's... well, let's see what I got. It turned into a Knight's Broadsword. So when they clean off a weapon, it has a chance to become a Traveler's, a Soldier's, a Knight's, or a Royal version of whatever weapon you dropped. And the higher tiered weapons have a lower chance of being what it turns out to be. But still, it's a chance. And they're all better than the rusty weapons. So see, I got 2 Knight's Broadswords there. And that was really lucky. To be honest, that's not a very good chance of getting 2 of those in a row. Normally it's a Soldier's or a Traveler's. But if you get lucky, you're going to get some good weapons. And it's really going to help you out. So do that for any rusty weapons you have, and it also works for shields. Soldier's Claymore, good. These weapons can fly off into the lava though if you're not careful, especially the shields. Those just kind of, it doesn't really matter how close you are, those go flying off anyway. So personally I don't think it's worth trying to get the shields cleaned off. I just go with a few of the weapons. But if you want to try for those, you can do that as well. Once you're done cleaning off your weapons, just take them out with a bomb, and then proceed on to the next floor. So this is where that ice weapon we picked up from the Stalhenox is really going to come in handy. So take that out, and fly over here to this left Lizalfos first. Make sure you dodge that fire arrow, because it's going to hurt a lot and knock you in the lava if you get hit. So ice weapons against fire enemies, as you can see, are a one-hit kill. And that's going to be extremely important in the next few rooms. Most of the rooms in the final trials, in fact. So that's going to take them all out in one hit. There's just 3 of these guys in this room. You can grab these boxes on your way. Just run up and slash this guy with some ice. And he's gone. Easy peasy. Like I said, not so much about dealing a lot of damage as knowing what weapons to use on what enemies. Make sure you get these fire arrows because they're going to help as well a lot in the next few rooms. Alright, again we've got a bunch of fire enemies that we're going to use our Ice Claymore on. We're going to start with the Wizrobe. If you hit him when he's stasis though, it's not going to count as an ice hit and it's not going to kill him immediately. So make sure he's not stasis when you hit him. And you're going to want to grab that Meteor Rod, because that too is going to be extremely important later on. As always, we want to try and fight these guys one at a time if we can. If not, you just take them out real fast. Just get in there with a slash of your Ice Claymore. And get rid of them. The Moblin isn't a fire Moblin, unfortunately, so we can't take him out in the same way. We're going to have to fight him normally. But one-on-one, he's pretty easy. So you shouldn't have much trouble with him. Just take him out regularly, grab all the weapons and all the arrows, and move on. Ooh, okay, this floor is important. There is a treasure chest out in the lava. I'm just telling you this right off the bat so we don't forget. That is essential to the final floors. But more on that in a minute. You want to first come over here and take out that archer, or he's going to be a major pain. And secondly, you want to get this Moblin, who is on the low platform. You also don't want to alert the two on the top. It shouldn't be hard. They're not very bright, not very observant. If you can, knock this guy off into the lava. But if not, just fight him one-on-one. Easy peasy. Alright. So, treasure time. Out in the lava. Right there, you see that treasure chest? You need to get that. Twofold reason. Whoops, I missed it. Nah, that's not good. Anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. Below it is this giant iron block, and you can use it to take out the other two Moblins. If you get good speed on it, it'll take them out in one hit, just like that. Super simple, super easy. Bye-bye. Well, bye-bye. Yeah, it makes this floor a piece of cake if you use that block. Alright. We still need to go back and get that treasure chest, but unfortunately it sank down to the bottom of the lava, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult. And we're not going to be able to see it with Magnesis. So we're going to have to use the changing reticle when we finally get over it to find it. It took me a little while to actually find it, so I'm just going to fast forward to the part where I actually found it and pull it up. There we go, finally got it. So we want to bring that up and grab that. And inside is Ancient Arrows. So there's a total of 9 Ancient Arrows that you can get in the final trials. All 9 of which will be very beneficial for you. Really you only need, or I think you need 6. But having all 9 is a lot better, obviously, especially if you miss one of your shots or 2 of your shots. That's going to be kind of your backup. Anyway, with that out of the way, we're going to move on to the next floor. So the final floor in the fire section is a Flame Talus. And if you haven't taken one of these guys out before, you're going to want to use either ice arrows if you have any. I don't think you can get any at this point. So if you don't, you're going to want to get your ice claymore. And before you can jump up on him and hit the rock on his head, you got to cool him off. If you don't, you're going to sustain a lot of damage. So get up real close to him and hit him with that ice weapon just to cool him off. That'll knock him down. Then get one of your strong club weapons and take him out the regular way. And just rinse and repeat that until he's dead. And that's that. I don't believe there's anything else to pick up in this room, so for once we don't have to pick anything extra up. So we can just move on to the break room, or the respite floor. Sweet. So as you see, there's 3 fairies, and I trust you guys to get them all. And again, we're going to fast forward through this one, because it's nothing different than what we've already done. I take that back. There is one extra thing you need to do. As you see, I got those spicy peppers. Those actually are very, very important. You want to make dishes that give you the highest cold resistance boost, because the next floors are ice floors, and you don't have any cold resistance gear. So you definitely want to cook those up into cold resistance dishes. Alright, ice floors. So first thing you want to do is eat one of your cold resistance foods and equip your Thunder Sword. The Thunder Sword, as well as your fire weapons, are going to become very useful very soon. So first take out these 2 frost pebbles, I think frost pebbles, and then lure one at a time these bokoblins over to you. And this is what you want to use the Thunder Sword for, is to make him drop his weapons. Makes him significantly easier. Makes all of the enemies here significantly easier, in fact. As if they weren't easy enough for you guys. Too easy. Okay, moving on. Take out the next guy. These black ones aren't as much of a threat. You don't need to make them drop their weapons. Never mind. You should. Make them drop their weapons. This is a room that you definitely want to make sure you pick up the items, because there are some really good weapons there. There is a Royal Spear. And that's real good. You really want that. Now here, I am still searching for treasure chests on my Sheikah slate, and you notice obviously it is dinging or whatever, flashing. Right inside that ice block is a treasure chest, and that is why we have the meteor rod still. If you equip the meteor rod and stand next to these ice blocks, they're going to slowly melt. This one isn't important, but in the next room, it is. It contains the final 3 ancient arrows, which you definitely want. This does take a long time though, so we're going to skip through this as well. On a side note, if you run out of time on your cold resistance foods, equipping a fire item will resist the cold for you as well. Alright, so in this room we want to get the fire spear out. We got a icy Lizalfos up ahead by the stairs. And I guess you could take him out with the meteor rod as well, but I prefer the spear. You just want to run up to him and stab him, and he's going to disappear. Ooh, if you can hit him. These guys are tricky. There we go. So he's gone. And you want to work your way up the tower, taking these guys out again, one at a time. Make sure you use that thunder sword to drop their weapons. And then get rid of them. Dispose of the bodies. Leaning up against the wall there is a royal halberd. No, not a royal halberd. Royal claymore and a royal sword. Both fantastic weapons. Pick those up. Again, if you're careful, you can get a sneak strike on this guy. Now up there is a gold moblin, and I do not want to try fighting this guy, so you can just take... Ooh. Please don't miss. But you can just take him out with an ancient arrow. I would very highly suggest taking him out with an ancient arrow. I would also highly suggest not missing the first shot. Since we did miss that one shot, it is even more important that we pick up the ancient arrows in this room. And they're located in a chest in one of the icebergs. The smallest of the 3 icebergs. Because there are 3 icebergs. Don't waste your time melting one of the big ones, there's nothing good in it. Just go for the small one, get the ancient arrows, and get out of this level. Great, alright, we got the arrows, we can finally move on. That took a while. Okay, this room can get a little tricky if you don't follow my instructions exactly. So please do that. What you want to do first is come over here to the right and sneak around this corner. We have a gold bokoblin and 2 black ones. Yeah, 2 black ones. So you want to sneak over to this tower and climb to the top. That way they can't hit you. With anything other than rocks, at least. And those really don't hurt that much. So, not something you should worry about. Now, I know I said you want to come over to these guys first, but we're not going to fight them first. We're going to fight them last. You wanted to come over here. Okay, I take that back. Use an ancient arrow on the gold one. Second order of business is a fire arrow on that Wizrobe. Third order of business is go over to this next pillar, and leaning up against it is another Royal Claymore that Moblin will pick up if you do not. So you want to go over there and grab it before he does. And then you want to take him out one-on-one. Don't let the other guys see you. Stasis this guy just so you can get the sword. And then take him out however you want, really. This part's up to you. I'm going to fast forward through it because it takes a little while. Alright, once he's taken care of, we gotta take care of those other two bokoblins, which shouldn't pose much of a threat since they're just little black ones. One of them's an archer, one of them has a spear. If you can hit him, fantastic. That was just a lucky shot, actually. I am not that good. But yeah, you want to lure one of them over here, take him out, and then deal with the last one. Then grab any of the weapons on the ground that you want or need. Get any of the boxes over there that you haven't already broken, and we will move on. Alright, Frost Talus. So, just like the Fire Talus, except obviously the opposite, we're going to use a fire weapon to warm him up. If you don't, again, you're going to take significant damage when you touch him. So, I know this time you have fire arrows, so you can use fire arrows, or you can use the flame spear. It's up to you. I chose to go with the fire arrows here, just because I can stand a little further back and not risk taking any damage whatsoever. So you want to cool off his main body. You can take out his arms if you want, just in case. Then take a Stone Smasher and just destroy this guy. He goes down extremely fast with a Stone Smasher. Just like that. Easy. And now that he's done, you're going to want to prepare for one of the toughest rooms in all of the trials. Did I say tough? I meant fastest. Fastest room. Alright, another respite floor. Again, you guys know what to do. We'll see you on the other side of this one. Okay, so our final set of rooms is Guardian focused. Hope that's not going to be an issue. So this first room is just a square room encircled by these destroyed Guardians. When you first come into the room, do not use your Ancient Arrow. When you first come into the room, only one is going to activate. And like I said in, what was it? Beginning? Might have been no. One of the previous videos I told you not to shield bash or parry the lasers, and I'm going to stick to that. Because, again, they can stagger their shot and it becomes very, very difficult to do. So you're just going to want to beat these guys up melee style. And starting off, just going to be one. But after you kill this one, two more are going to activate. You want to use the trees as cover, and you want to get behind one of them. It doesn't matter which one you do first. Just pick one and go for it. And again, use the trees for cover, get behind him, and take him out the same way. Shoot him in the eye to stun him, and then take him out with your weapons. As soon as you do that, you're going to want to get over to the other one and do the same thing. Once you take out these two, three more are going to activate. The final three. And when all three are activated, it's a little bit tricky to find a spot behind one of the trees where they can't shoot you. So you're going to want to move very, very quickly. Alternatively, you can set the grass on fire with either a meteor rod or a fire arrow to float up and move around more quickly. Also help you get these shots in the eye a little bit easier. but that's up to you. So just continue running behind them and taking them out, and you shouldn't have any trouble. And let's move on. We're getting close, guys. Real close. Just a few more. Alright, this floor has one single walking guardian. I'm sure you've all taken these out before, right? Right? Now, off the top of my head, I think I want to say I parried this guy's lasers. It seems like the walking guardians stagger their shots less often than the stationary ones, so I went for it, and it worked out fine for me. I still probably wouldn't recommend it. What I would recommend is coming over to this tree here to get a little height advantage. Alternatively, you could set the grass on fire. Wait for him to get close enough so you can fly to him. I don't think I waited. Yeah, I just went for it. I didn't get quite close enough. But you can stun him by shooting him in the eye and try and take out his legs. If you take out enough of his legs, he's not going to be able to move. Yeah, see, I didn't bother shield bashing him. Yikes. This one's a little tougher than the stationary ones. That updraft really helps. So yeah, if you can take out his legs and get him from moving, that'll help a lot. So take him out one by one. Each time you take out a leg, it's going to stun him again, so you don't have to worry about him immediately starting to target you. Once you've taken out all his legs, just destroy his body the same way you would any other guardian. This room also shouldn't give you too much trouble. If it does, well, at this point you guys should have 5 fairies and a significant number of full health items. So, even if you do get a little damage on him, this one, it should be okay. Anyway, with him out of the way, we're going to move on to the third from the last room. Third from the last. Think about that. You're almost done. You're almost done with this. You'll never have to do it again. You're so close. You can taste victory. Alright, these flying guardians are a serious pain in the ass if you do not have these ancient arrows, which I did not the first time that I went through the final trials. So, be glad that you saved those. They're going to help so much. Easiest way I found to do it was to climb up to one of the middle sections of one of these pillars, wait for him to come around to you, and when he's close, just shoot him in the eye. I didn't want to wait that long, so I just went for it on the ground. If you're on the ground, you won't be as close, and since this guy moves around a little bit, it makes it a little bit tougher. It can still be done though, but I would still recommend getting up onto one of the platforms, on the middle section of it, not on the top. Anyway, with him out of the way, grab the boxes. Actually, you know what? Skip it. You don't need them. Don't get the boxes. Skip it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Do get the chest though. It's gonna be fun later. Alright, so this room has another flying guardian, a walking guardian, and one of the sentinel guardians up on the tower on the right there. So what you want to do first is get into this middle room, just so you have cover from all of them. And you want to take out the flying guardian with another ancient arrow. Be careful though, because that tower guardian is going to see you from here. So that's not the best place to take him out from. So go over to the left side of the tower. Where he's still going to be able to see you from. Climb up onto the balcony and go on the back side of the tower right here. This is the perfect spot. Whistle at this guy to get his attention just so he turns towards you. And carefully take him out. Next up is the Walking Guardian. You definitely want to take him out next. As long as you have 2 ancient arrows when you get through this room, you're going to be fine. Since I have 3, I decided to use one on this guy. With that Tower Guardian targeting you, I would suggest you do the same. If you have the arrows for it. If you have 3 or more ancient arrows when you go into this room to fight that guy. If not, you're going to have to take him out the way we did in the previous room. Once he's gone, however, you're going to want to go over and climb this tower and take this guy out with melee. Don't waste an arrow on him. He's too easy. Just climb on up there and whack him. Whack him. Hit him a bunch. Hit him till he's dead. Yeah. Okay, so we're going into the final room now. And as expected, this one's going to be pretty tough. You're going to need to be on it as soon as you get into this room. So equip your ancient arrows and prepare yourself. Alright, you see that Lionel? Get as close as you need to and immediately take him out. Just like that. If you've gotten this far, good job. Now you want to take out that Tower Guardian. Same way as the last one. He's easy. I had 1 ancient arrow left at this point. I believe I used it on him. You can too if you would like, or you can beat him up the old-fashioned way. Up to you. Last thing we need to do is take care of all these bokoblins on horses. And this is where the bomb arrows come in. This is the fun part. This is your reward. Besides, of course, you know, the upgraded Master Sword. Well, who cares about that? This is the fun part. So just bomb the hell out of these guys. If you run out of bomb arrows, just use regular arrows. Yeah, just go a little bit crazy on these guys. You got nothing to lose. Use everything you got. You deserve it. You made it. You completed the final trials on Master Mode. Think about that. You did it. You did it! And with them out of the way, you're done. You're done. You did it. You did it. You did it. You did it. Good job. Woo! This room. I love this room. Can we just stay here? You know what? Don't even get the Master Sword. Just. Uh-oh. Don't fall off, because if you fall off, you have to start the trials all the way over. Just kidding. That would suck. Seriously though, can we just stay in this room? I really don't want to leave. Well guys, there it is, my complete guide for Trial of the Sword on Master Mode. Thank you all for watching, I hope this was helpful. Comment, rate, and subscribe. You can leave some comments for me on what you want me to do next, if you think of anything. So we will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.